Coordinates 2 degrees 30 and 112 degrees 30, A, 2.500 degrees north 112.500 degrees east 2.500, 112.500 in Asia. Malaysia. Malay is a country in Southeast Asia. The federal constitutional monarchy consists of 13 states and 3 federal territories, separated by the South China Sea into 2 regions, Peninsular Malaysia and Borneo's East Malaysia. Peninsular Malaysia shares a land and maritime border with Thailand and maritime borders with Singapore, Vietnam, and Indonesia. East Malaysia shares land and maritime borders with Brunei and Indonesia and a maritime border with the Philippines and Vietnam. Kuala Lumpur is the national capital and largest city, while Putrajaya is the seat of the federal government. With a population of over 32 million, Malaysia is the world's 43rd most populous country. The southernmost point of continental Eurasia is in Tanjung Piai, in the tropics. Malaysia is one of 17 megadiverse countries, home to a number of endemic species. Malaysia has its origins in the Malay kingdoms which, from the 18th century, became subject to the British Empire. Along with the British Straits Settlements Protectorate, Peninsular Malaysia was unified as the Malayan Union in 1946. Malaya was restructured as the Federation of Malaya in 1948 and achieved independence on the 31st of August, 1957. Malaya united with North Borneo, Sarawak, and Singapore on the 16th of September 1963 to become Malaysia. In 1965, Singapore was expelled from the Federation. The country is multi-ethnic and multicultural, which has a significant effect on its politics. About half the population is ethnically Malay, with minorities of Chinese, Indians, and indigenous peoples. The country's official language is Malaysian, a standard form of the Malay language. English remains an active second language. While recognizing Islam as the country's established religion, the constitution grants freedom of religion to non-Muslims. The government is modelled on the Westminster parliamentary system and the legal system is based on common law. The head of state is an elected monarch, chosen from among the 9 state sultans every 5 years. The head of government is the Prime Minister. After independence, the Malaysian GDP grew at an average of 6.5% per annum for almost 50 years. The economy has traditionally been fueled by its natural resources but is expanding in the sectors of science, tourism, commerce and medical tourism. Malaysia has a newly industrialized market economy, ranked 3rd largest in Southeast Asia and 33rd largest in the world. It is a founding member of ASEAN, ACAS, OIC and a member of APEC, the Commonwealth and the Non-Aligned Movement. The name, Malaysia, is a combination of the word, Malays, and the Latin Greek suffix, ia, which can be translated as, land of the Malays. The origin of the word, Malayu, is subject to various theories. It may derive from the Sanskrit, Himalaya, referring to areas high in the mountains, or, Malayurpura, meaning mountain town. Another similar theory claims its origin lies in the Tamil words, Malai, and meaning mountain, and city, land, respectively. Another suggestion is that it derives from the Pamalu campaign. A final suggestion is that it comes from a Javanese word meaning, to run, from which a river, the Sungai Malayu, was named due to its strong current. Similar sounding variants have also appeared in accounts older than the 11th century, as toponyms for areas in Sumatra are referring to a larger region around the Strait of Malacca. The Sanskrit text Vayupurana, thought to have been in existence since the 1st millennium CE, mentioned a land named Malayadwipar, which was identified by certain scholars as the modern Malay Peninsula. Other notable accounts are by the 2nd century Ptolemy's Geographia that used the name Malayukulo for the west coast of Golden Chersonese, and the 7th century Yijing's account of Malayu. At some point, the Malayu kingdom took its name from the Sungai Malayu. Malayu then became associated with Srivijay, and remained associated with various parts of Sumatra, especially Palembang, where the founder of the Malacca Sultanate is thought to have come from. It is only thought to have developed into an ethnonym as Malacca became a regional power in the 15th century. Islamization established an ethno-religious identity in Malacca, with the term Malayu beginning to appear as interchangeable with Malaccans. It may have specifically referred to local Malay speakers thought loyal to the Malaccan Sultan. The initial Portuguese use of Malayos reflected this, referring only to the ruling people of Malacca. The prominence of traders from Malacca led Malayu to be associated with Muslim traders, and from there became associated with the wider cultural and linguistic group. Malacca and later Johor claimed they were the center of Malay culture, a position supported by the British which led to the term Malay becoming more usually linked to the Malay Peninsula rather than Suma.